Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Roy Johnson here.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
Yo, this is man like Darius.
Hi, this is Tom Thurber.
This is Benji.
This is the Asian sensation Kanji.
This is the Nightmare Fuel Hassan Malone.
This is Joe Rage, the heavyweight classic.
This is Mad Dog O'Doherty.
This is Tonga.
I'm the Breaker, Carl Kingsley.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis, and you're listening
to
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
To Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Hello and welcome to my Bit Rest Journey on the BBG Wrestling Network. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by the developer of an upcoming wrestling promotion management game simulation main event, Wrestling Manager. James, how you doing this evening, James?
Hi, yeah, not doing too bad. What about yourself?
I'm good. As always, I think regular listeners will know that I've got blood vessel in my right eye, so if I start winking at the camera, it's because I'm trying to focus on the questions. And as always, Logan's in here with me, so if I start stroking the side of my chair, it's because he's...
That's fine, I won't think anything different. All good. But yeah, hi, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's fun. I've never interviewed a game developer before, so it's going to be really interesting. So.
Oh, I'm honoured. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of manager simulation games. So
yeah. Don't worry about it as well. By the way, I like for the first 6 months of developing the game, I called it a wrestling booker simulator, wrestling manager simulator, managing wrestler simulator. It's so supposedly the name for these games is a booking simulator.
A booking simulator.
I still call it. It's, the name of the game is literally wrestling manager. Made it better, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, as I say, even in I much prefer to play LMA Manager or Football Manager than FIFA or Pro Evo, and
yeah, definitely.
And then even on the new games, I much prefer to make my own universe and create my own wrestlers rather than use WWE wrestlers. I just make my own wrestlers and make my own belts and everything. So
I've been exactly the same ever since SmackDown vs. Raw, the original SmackDown vs. Raw was introduced in manager mode. That changed it for me. That completely changed the game. It went before that saying no mercy, just bring it, here comes the pain and stuff like that. Actually playing the game was amazing, and I'd be the kind of guy who, even before playing video games, I'd have my little wrestling action figures. I'd be I'd just be there playing around going, and here comes the Big Show, oh, he's running to take out the rock, and stuff like that. So that then transferred over to SmackDown. Here comes SmackDown, just bring it, here comes playing all those games, doing exactly the same thing, being able to controller going, and Nick Foley's gonna come in, just commentating the entire thing myself, and then thinking in my head, okay, so weeks passed, we're gonna have this match for the number one contender spot, and then when they made that a real thing in General Manager mode, blew my mind. Literally, that's what kicked the whole thing off for me.
Yeah, and I was really excited for 2K22 because they said they're going to bring back General Manager mode, but it's not great. It was
what? Yeah.
I think we played it for about a week, and I went,
same here. It's crazy because just like you, when I first heard about it, it was incredible. It was amazing. I was like, oh my god, they're bringing it back. I got so much stuff I'm gonna do. I can't wait. And then they brought it back, and I sort of started playing it. And for the first hour, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I realized how much stuff is lacking from the mode. And I haven't touched it since. If I play 2K22 at the moment, I will go back to I'll go onto universe mode, and then I will just think of the things in my head back to what I used to do. So it just hasn't changed.
Yeah, we just made our own promotion, me and my son, and used our own wrestlers and created our own belts. And that's
it. I mean, and any wrestling fan at the moment is we've all gone on and we've all either made our own promotion or we've tried to copy try to go on and make AEW and WWE 2K22 or Impact or something like that. So we've all been there. Myself, I'm a streamer myself, so I did a thing for a while where I had my own meme federation in 2K22.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
and I play it on stream. So yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that. That's why I think that's who I've kind of catered the main event game to.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, on 2K19, we created our own British wrestling one with the promotions we go to regularly. So we had the Britannia, Wrestle Island, TNT.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we had somebody else. But yeah, and then we just created all the wrestlers we see regularly. It was amazing.
Yeah, same here. Like with obviously I'm Welsh, so it's only been recently that Welsh wrestling has kind of like started to blow up. So I was one of the people who I went in and created like Welsh Federation, like Welsh promotions, and I would be really amazed if I go on like community creations and see that someone has already made a Welsh wrestler that I know.
Oh
like,
wow!
So yeah, it's because obviously you got like TNT, Western Island, Carnival, all those ones who are like these are massive, like much bigger promotions obviously that go around the UK. And when you have like, these small little like for me the Welsh little small promotions, and you see that other people have made these characters or have made these arenas. Oh, that did it for me. I love doing that.
Yeah. We always try and find all our. Especially when I interview people, I'm like, oh, can I try and see if somebody's created them? It's well fun when I find them. So, all right, so can you provide the listeners with just a general overview of what the game is, and then we'll.
Yeah, of course. So, I'm in the process of developing a main event wrestling manager, which is a wrestling booking simulator. See, I did it again. That's another different way of calling it. So the aim of the game is that you create your own promotion. And you hire and develop talent, staff, referees, managers, commentators, the whole 9 yards. You've got to completely manage this promotion from the ground up. From taking care of that staff to creating development, booking matches, competing against other promotions, and anything in between.
Oh, amazing!
And obviously, with the end goal then being to basically be the best wrestling company in the world, competing against actual, real world promotions and the other players as well throughout the world as well.
Wow, that sounds so fun. So it isn't that you take over like TNT Extreme. You create your own promotion and.
Nope. So there's currently two modes within the game. There's the story mode and there is a sandbox mode. So they both kind of start in a similar kind of way. You start in story mode. You would basically essentially works in the way that you started a promotion from scratch. So from that point you can create your owner profile. So that will basically allow you to really hone in on who you are as a booker. So you've got the chances of like okay, so I come from a wrestling background, therefore any decisions I make will be done, and I'll get a bit more respect from other wrestlers because they know me from wrestling.
Yeah.
Or I'm a businessman, which means I get more money, but like the fans and wrestlers might not think of me too well because I'm just in it for them. And doing stuff like that.
All right, that sounds fun.
Once you've obviously done that, you create the actual promotion. So creating the logo, creating the where you're based, what kind of style you want to go for. And then you just start from scratch. You gotta bring on talent or train up your own. Literally start with a few friends, get them into matches, start bringing people in, and just build a promotion from there.
That sounds so fun.
With the sandbox mode, it kind of works a similar sort of way. You still got to make an owner profile. You still have to make a promotion, but from that mode, you also get access to any kind of custom, already built profiles, already built promotions. And basically start from you can become Gary Ward from Wrestle Carnival, and you play the game as him. And then third mode that we're planning to bring in after the full release is also League mode. So that's going to be our online mode where you start from scratch completely. It's our online mode. So you have a full shared roster across the world, around the world, and you got to compete against promotions throughout the world. I don't know. I keep saying it weird. Why? bit nervous. I'm being on your podcast. It's a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah. So compete with other promotions around the world using the same roster. So it really focuses in on developing your own talent. So you will have the option to start training facilities and bring out trainees and then put them onto the roster and grow them on a worldwide scale.
That's
so,
awesome. Yeah, as a trainee myself, that sounds fun.
Definitely. That I definitely thought because especially in British wrestling, the whole idea of wrestling for us, I believe, is very different to how it was in America. You have a lot of people who, back in the day, came through wrestling because they did really well wrestling in high school, and then they got talent scouted at a young age, and then brought up through the ranks that way. Not so much anymore, but back then that's how it used to be. Whereas with Britain, it was something that you don't have in school.
No.
So it's something that you have to take yourself, and you have to specifically train out. So I feel that training facilities are a lot more important in today's wrestling, especially in British wrestling. So Main Event has an entire area dedicated to purely creating a training camp, creating a training facility, and upgrading that, taking trainees from there and making specific facilities for trainees, doing wrestling seminars, and the whole thing to make sure that you're not just reliant on calling in other people. You're actually making your own promotion, which, I mean, I'm sure with a lot of promotions nowadays, they do take these trainees that, especially in Wales is a big thing, but a lot of Welsh promotions will showcase that trainee talent, and that's the first time that you'll see these trainees is in their own home promotion. So that's something I really want to sort of hone in on.
Yeah, I think a lot of the small they tend to have a core group of younger guys, and then they'll build things like. But they call them imports, don't they? So just bring. It doesn't have to be an overseas import, but just somebody from another department, promotion, just to put on the poster. But your core wrestlers, they're the ones you hope the fans love, so they keep coming back to see your core wrestlers. But,
that's it. And I think that's something that a lot of wrestling games are sort of missing. Is they're missing that homegrown talent. I mean, any kind of wrestling management of booking simulator, anything like that, even down to things like the WWE games. They're all based around bringing in high name talent and bringing in stuff like that. So, especially, as I said, once again, especially in the UK, there's a lot of things where you will have, the poster will have some big wrestler in it or some ex-WWE wrestler, but then surrounding them is all the local talent. And that's something that I really wanted to focus on, was that local talent. So it's not going to be all about, don't get me wrong, you can have an entire universe that's just filled with these guys, but if you look anywhere near developmental or stuff like that within the game, then you will start bringing in your own homegrown talent, and there's a massive benefit to doing that within the game.
how in depth is the development? Do you get to give them a gimmick or?
Yeah, 100%. So the way that I haven't actually given much details into the development sort of area of the game just yet, because I really want to sort of polish it before I release that. But the essential idea is, first of all, you need to invest in a development facility. Depending on how much money you invest in that facility, depends on how fast these people are ready from becoming trainees to becoming ring ready. And even when they become ring ready, that only means they can work on training shows.
Yeah.
So just smaller events and stuff. But you'll have a list of trainees that will be generated over time, and you can have the choice to bring them up to the roster. And when you bring these guys up to the roster, at that point then you can say, okay, cool, so I want your gimmick to be, I don't know, a patriot, or I want your gimmick to be scary or spooky or something like that. And I want you to be more, I want you to sort of take some time to do some PR training. I want you to do a publicity stunt. You know, I want you to be able to sort of go on and do a few segments in the shows before we can bring you up to start building your hype up before we introduce you to the ring. And like just stuff like that to sort of really nurture that trainee. Because if you just sort of get a trainee and immediately go, okay, cool, up to main roster, put him in a match, there's a high chance that that person should go out because there's nothing unique, and the fans in the game will notice that. The fans will, you know, there's nothing really, unless the guy has like a very good talent in the ring, which, you know, it depends on how you train them. But, you know, even then, only some of the crowd will notice that. A lot of them will notice them for their gimmick or for, you know, the hype that they've built up or something like that. So it's all about how you book and how you nurture that talent.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's one thing that I think people are going to find with main event is that the intention of the game is that it's going to be an easy to learn, difficult to master model.
Yeah.
So it'll take you like 10 minutes to realize, okay, so I need to book an event, I need to book some matches, and leave the air to do its thing. And then, you know, you've got your first match under your belt, you made some money, you can do it again. But then you start going into it a bit deeper and going, well, I really want to start doing like, you know, say, I don't know, death matches, for instance. I want to start looking at death matches. It means that I need to start looking at this specific target audience. So you start looking at these skill sets and stuff like that. And then you can really start to like dig deeper into it.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So do you set up a match and then you say, I want you to win, or does the game just?
Well, you've got full control of how you want that.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you know, if you wanted to be easier and a bit more sort of towards like the WWE games, you can set up, you know, you set up your match and just say, okay, cool, so I want a three-way tables match. I want these three competitors, go for it. You can obviously have things like you can set things like the intention of the match, the purpose of the match and stuff like that. But if you want, you just set up the match type, put the people in, simulate the match, and the area in the game will determine, okay, so who's the most over, who's the most hyped up at the time, who has these specific skill sets, you know, who works well in this situation, and then they'll figure it out from there. Or if you want to specifically build something yourself, then you can go in and you can say, okay, so I want this competitor to win. I want the purpose of the match to make this guy look good. I want the match to be, you know, intense, and, you know, I want this spot and that spot. I want a table, you know, I want someone going through the announce table, and you can really fine tune it. I think it completely depends on how you want to do it.
Sounds so fun. I want to get.
I appreciate. It's good to hear that. It's been a very hard one.
So, what's the view of the match like? Is it just writing, or is it just pictures?
It's something that really got to me, because to be fair, I'm more of a you know, I handle the code side of things and the design more than like 3D animation and stuff like that. So for the very time being, it is mainly text based. So once you set the match up, you simulate the match, you'll have a breakdown of how that match happened, how that went down, you know, and then you'll have a sort of a play-by-play description of, you know, spots in the match and stuff like that, and, you know, give you sort of a description of what happened in the match. One thing that I really want to do, and it's something that I sort of said, okay, cool, so if the game gets released and we do manage to make X amount of money, then I want to provide a more cinematic simulation of that match. The animations aren't the hard part about it. It's a lot of it is down to the actual models and stuff. So we've looked into it, and the thing that I want to do, and it's not introduced in the game yet, but the thing that I want to put in is I want to put in a full-blown character creator. So, you know, something where you can literally have just like a regular guy. You can just completely create from scratch and link that up then to that profile. So then we can play out matches in the game.
Yeah.
Something I definitely want to do, but that is what takes a bit of money. That's something that, unfortunately, main event is a passion project. There's zero budget behind it. So hopefully, once the game releases, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, because I've been playing the Football Manager game on my phone for years, and then about a year ago, they've took it's still text based, but they will have some parts of the match where they'll have a like you said, an animation.
A bit of a simulation for it.
Yeah,
like, it's something that I definitely want to do. We've been looking into motion capture to get like certain spots. So, like, say for instance, in a match there's a chair spot. Even if it's just a case of having like a blue guy and a red guy, and then just showing the animation of that chair going over, just to give it a little bit extra, spice on that one bit. And that's definitely something that we've looked at, and it's something I definitely want to do.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Hello, my name's Simon Hill, and you're listening to Broken but Glorious Wrestling. This is one of the best podcasts around. Don't miss it.
Yeah, so I usually finish interviews by asking the guests to create a card of people they've worked with or trained with, but I think it could be a fun way to reveal the roster that you've got so far if we create a card of who you've revealed.
I have looked into it a little bit.
Yeah. So if I give you a match type, will you tell me who you put in that match?
I would say my opening match.
Yes.
And this is only because I've managed to actually watch these guys live, and we announced them in the last of the next, and they were generally like two of the most impressive like up and coming guys. And it is So it'd be Shane Hooker versus Kenny Mantra.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, these guys have seen at No Mercy Wrestling, and I managed to watch the match back, and these two are just like, they're incredible, and I remember sort of seeing how well both these guys work, and especially Shane Hooker. You know, he's gone on now to he's basically just, you know, like it's just building up. Seeing this guy go from a trainee to some incredible matches.
Cool. What about a comedy style match?
Comedy style match. Should we go with? I would say. Well, I would like to see Wrestling Memes versus the former Hustle Malone.
Ooh.
So yes. So I mean, it's just, to be fair, that's someone who we haven't really announced on. But actual Wrestling Memes. He is.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely feel he would put Hustle through the world.
Yeah. He turned heel recently, and I didn't think it was going to work, but he's amazing as a heel. I was like, I think it does. It goes perfectly with his persona. Like, you know, obviously it's the whole thing of like, he is just an internet troll. Yeah.
So like, it works. It works great. I love that.
Yeah, and I love Hustle. He was champion at my local promotion, Wrestle Islands, until recently.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. And
like, I was so sad. Like, Hustle was one of the first guys we actually had on the roster, and I was so sad when I seen it. Obviously, he has unfortunately packed it in for a while. So I do hope he does come back.
Yeah, I mean, he can definitely do comedy, because he was in a Disney Plus death match at Wrestle Island like about a year ago.
Really?
So, yeah, that's
incredible.
Anything Disney was you could use. So yeah, so they had lightsabers, and they had Hulk fists, and Captain America's shields, and so that was amazing. Your women's title match?
my women's title match, it's got to be LA Taylor versus Ashley Vincent.
Yes.
Definitely, LA Taylor is an incredible competitor.
Yeah, she's somebody I need to see live. I've only ever seen her on YouTube, and she's impressed every time.
Yeah. Oh, she's incredible. You know, she has teamed up with who she teamed up with again? She's gonna kick my ass for forgetting her name. Oh no, I have to look it up now. But I've always seen her LA Taylor's title match, and it was phenomenal. It was really, really good. Oh, that was it. Lana Austin.
Yes.
Lana Austin. Obviously, I know that LA has become a bit of an enforcer for Lana. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Lana is someone who we would definitely love to get on the game. She completely she's made a whole mockery of main event and has completely ignored any kind of contact from us unless it's to bully us and take a look at us. So you know, in typical Austin fashion.
Yes. And who did you say she was against? I missed.
Sorry, what?
Who did you say she was going to be against? I missed what you said.
Oh, LA Taylor versus the Undeniable.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, that'll be a great.
Ashley is another person who is you know, brilliant competitor. I keep seeing something on social media that she's basically begged Mickey James for a match now, and now I hear that's happening.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be incredible. That would definitely be an interesting match.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Then it's your mid-card title match, so like your workhorse title. So. Oh.
To be fair, this one could have been my comedy match, but I want to see a ladder match.
Yeah.
With between Charles Crowley.
Yes.
And the Ginger Ninja. Do you know who the Ginger Ninja is?
No.
So yeah, the Ginger Ninja is the what champion is he again?
The Ginger Ninja is somebody I create on my wrestling game. It's 'cause he's
you would think that, yeah. So he is. Now hear me out. So the Ginger Ninja has an incredibly vast what's the word? Repertoire of accolades, we'll say, including being a 35-time Pub Wrestling Federation champion.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So yeah, he is. His description is he's a small-time hero with a big-time ego, worshipped by barflies across the world. Step into a fight with him, and he'll be entering the drunk side of the ring. Now, he is the wrestling with the champ guy.
Yeah.
So you know, I think I saw him at Clash at the Castle in Cardiff. Yeah. I think I did. I didn't walk up and say hi just in case it wasn't him. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So that would be an incredible match. And there's all that Charles Crowley is. He's
amazing.
You know, he's kooky. He's quirky. He's weird, and like that is just when we found out we had Charles Crowley on the roster, I think I did a little girl scream. Like it was an incredible. Like he is an incredible person to have on the roster. I'm so proud to have him on.
Yes, I saw Charles Crowley versus referee James Greenwood a couple of weeks ago. That was a great match. Yeah.
I heard about that one. I literally wish I would go see it. Like, just poor James. I'm sorry. I love James so much. He doesn't deserve half the shit he gets.
No. But he got the pop. Extreme Fields. I can't remember if they had 16 matches or 18 matches. And the Rumble, and he got the biggest pop of the night when he came out.
Good. Good. I wish I could have been an Extreme Field. I really do. I got invited to it, and unfortunately, you know, Liverpool to Wales is a big trek, and yeah, it just wasn't something I could make up a day.
It was so fun. Yeah, I was a bit wrestled out by the end of it because it was like 16 matches. It's like watching three shows back to back to back. You know?
Definitely. I could feel that.
Yeah, it was fun. As they kind of had like 4 or 5 matches, and then they had like a 20-minute break, and then they'd have 3 or 4 matches, and then have a 20-minute break. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I really wish I could have gone.
Yeah, it was really, a hardcore Extreme Rules match. So this can be anything from your run-of-the-mill 24/7 backstage right up to death match. You can be whatever you want.
I would say I would put Ali Gray.
Yes.
This is LK Messenger.
Yes.
In a bowling alley match. That's what I want to see. I want to see them in a bowling alley match.
Yeah, and Splits as the referee.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. The Splits as the referee. 100%. Like I've never watched. I've never watched Cali, but back like in my really early days, I did train a bit with LK.
Yeah.
And you know he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great.
Incredible, and like it's such an insane gimmick that the guy has, and like I
yeah, Bowler Armor are brilliant. I like them too.
Yeah, Bowler Armor are incredible.
Cool. Your tag team title match?
Ooh, tag team title match.
You might have to throw some teams together. I don't think you've got. I can't remember if you've got any proper tag teams. So.
I would say tag team match. I would probably have. Hold the bus. I gotta see if I've got these guys. No, I've got I want Yeah and Skay, which is two Welsh guys.
Yes.
You've got do you know them at all?
No, don't think so.
Oh. So it's Cue Ball and Big D, who are very.
Well, Cue Ball started following me on Instagram today.
Oh, did he? Well, that's awesome. Yeah, well, Cue Ball and Big D. Those two are incredible. They're a very unique tag team. To be fair, I wouldn't have put these guys together if I hadn't seen them together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Cue Ball, who's this bald-headed, like just balls to the wall, like sort of character, like literally just like outrageous. And then you got Big D, who he looks big and angry, but he plays a ukulele and he's so sweet. Like it's a whole thing. But like these guys definitely. I'd have those two. I'd probably put them up against. I got to bear with me a second. I need to figure out what the actual name is. But it's that's it. Made to Last.
Yes, love them. My 7-year-old's favorite tag team of all time.
Leon Gray is awesome. Love Leon, definitely. Really bad because.
Yeah, Leon Gray and Ryan Thorne are both top blokes.
That's it.
Love them. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he spent my 7-year-old spent his own money getting a custom top of theirs, and
really?
Yeah, for his birthday about 18 months ago, they gave him a hat and they signed it. He loves it. He wears it to school still.
Oh my God.
And he's obsessed.
That's brilliant. And like it's cool as well because both of them are still so humble in what they do.
Yeah.
Like definitely, like I feel that it's it's very easy for people to get to a certain level and then sort of forget where they came from almost.
Mm-hmm.
But Leon is still the king of the ring crew. So
Yes.
seeing that kind of stuff and just having that he's promoting that reminder of just remember who you are. And that's inspirational kind of stuff, I think.
I'm sure the last TNA show we were at, he was on the pre-show, and then he was cameraman for the rest of the show. So
Was he?
I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mixing two shows up, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure he was. Then it's your main event.
Massive respect.
Yeah.
So my main event. Okay, so I was gonna have a one-on-one, but I'm gonna have a triple threat. So you know what? We'll make it a full way.
Okay.
So Dean Allmark.
Yes. Brilliant.
This is Rob Drake.
Yeah.
And this way I sort of think it would be better as a my next idea was going to be Rob Drake, Big Damo,
Yes.
Dave Mastiff.
Yeah.
So the reason being is because Big Damo, Dave Mastiff, you've got these giant people, and then you've got the powerhouse that's Rob Drake, and just seeing those kind of heads butt together would be awesome. But I want to bring Dean Allmark into it because Dean Allmark is an incredible technical wrestler.
Definitely.
Can also really run rings around people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I watched the match between him and James Mason, and it was probably the most brilliant, the best technical match I've ever seen. Plus, probably the funniest match I've ever seen because they're so good. So.
Dean Allmark is 100% one of the, in my opinion, one of the best technical wrestlers of British wrestling, and our generation.
Yeah, when NXT UK came out, how he wasn't signed, even just signed as a coach, if they didn't want him on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be the kind of thing where, the way it runs in my head is you're going to get Dave Mastiff, Big Damo, two giant people just cause havoc, wreck everything. There's going to be a big spot where Rob Drake body slams someone.
Yes.
You're going to have that, but then, out of nowhere, you're going to have Big Damo and Dave Mastiff, sort of David and Goliath taken down and on the side of the ring, and then you're going to see the real technicality between Allmark and Drake. Just go for it, trading blows, and then it's going to get to the real wrestling.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
I'd want to see Dean get a hand ring.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. Yeah, I'd love to see that card.
You're definitely a weird card.
Yeah.
I'll have to book it in the game and see how well it does.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you've got a growing roster. So how do wrestlers get in touch if they want to be involved in the game? Or?
Yep. So we're actively looking for anyone and everyone, not just wrestlers. Looking for referees, managers, interviewers, commentators, announcers, literally anything and everything in the wrestling industry. We're looking for. Get in touch on social media, send us an email, any way that you can reach out to us, let us know. We'll send you a registration form, and let's make a wrestling game.
Yes, that sounds amazing. Actually, did announce two announcers today. Friend of the show, Simon Hill, who's been on the show many times. Yeah, he's one of my favourites, and I know it's Just Jess, but I don't know what her official name. I know as a YouTube she's Just Jess, but I'm not sure.
Jessie Maria.
Yeah, Jessie Maria. That's it.
An incredible announcer as well. She is going to be definitely. I think she's definitely going to be hired by a lot of people in the game because the way it's worked, the way it works out is on every sort of like month in the game, we'll get like a featured featured staff member who's like maybe been put in like a magazine or something. And yeah, I just Jessie's gonna have definitely some star value there. She is incredible, and the important thing as well is she loves what she does.
She does.
So,
I used to watch her on YouTube all the time, but she hasn't released a video for a while.
That's the thing is like, I know she's still active, and bless her. I was so bad because it's been so busy with the game. I haven't been able to sort of like keep in touch on social media as much as I can. But like Jessie's been one of the people who've been like, I just need to know, am I in the game? Am I in the game? that passion was just something that was just like, I love that. I love someone who wants to be a part of it. And it's just like, it's a lot different from when you have people like, yeah, okay. You have someone like Jess and he's like, I need to be in the game. Like, yes, good. That's it.
Right, so is it a beta version up on Steam at the moment? Or
So it's not currently been released to Steam yet. You can wishlist the game now.
I wishlist it.
The closed play testing will become available. I'm aiming for it to become available mid-December, so mid next month. Should hopefully become available if everything goes our way. And then we're hoping to hit the proper early access at the beginning of next year.
Is it only going to be a PC-based game, or are we going to have it on console as well?
So with the level of sort of modularity of the game, so with this game you can create, edit, share, export every aspect of it. Entire rosters to companies and promotions, brand deals, everything like that can be completely pulled in and taken out your own will. The intention is that we're going to release it to PC, then we'll obviously we'll get it on Mac as well. But after that, we're looking towards a mobile game, not long after, that's going to be our next platform.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
then looking towards hopefully consoles. It's a completely different monster. Working with these set platforms. So it is a hope, but I'm not too sure because the big thing with main event is that as I said, a large part about it is with the PC release, we've got the Steam Workshop, which goes hand in hand with it. You can bring in all your own custom stuff. So the modding aspect is going to be difficult with console, but
definitely
we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Cool. It sounds so fun. So,
I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited to see what people can come up with because, what my intention is with this game is to create the sandbox for you, and then you can bring in whoever you want. If you want to say yourself, you want to make your full custom promotion. All you've got to do is just go on, say, Google Sheets or something. Make a database, like make a little spreadsheet of everyone you are on the game. Bring it into the game, drag and drop, and it's all there for you.
Wow.
So that's the whole thing. I mean, like I was discussing with someone on another show that you can even do things like change and import like custom companies and stuff. So, but not promotions, but companies who want to work with you. So, like we have the little running joke that you can even have say a brand deal with BBC. So you can make an entire an entire BBC dedicated promotion. And do all your shows on BBC Three and stuff like that because it's just that open. You can do whatever you want with it.
Sounds fun. Well, so where can the listeners find you on social media?
Yeah, so any social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that, at Main Event Game or our website, www.maineventgame.com.
Yeah, it sounds so fun. So I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future for an update. Sounds amazing.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me on.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I mean, it sounds like my type of game.